Thank you for tapping in with me here again today for a little bit of evolution and truth. So today we're going to talk about one of my, if not favorite subject, and that is energy. Now, when I was growing up, my favorite subject was science. That was literally the only class that I had advanced classes in. So AP science classes, and I loved science. I love how things work. When I was a kid, that was always taking stuff apart because I wanted to know how does it work. I would get a toy. If I got a toy on Christmas, I would play with it all day. Somewhere along the line of that day, I'd be like, how is the wheels spinning? What is making the wheel spin? So I'll take it apart so I can see how the wheels were spinning. Then I would get all the way down to that little motor. And if you remember, it was like a little gold motor with a little white propeller on it. Then I would be like, okay, well, how is that working? I wanted to take that apart. I didn't have a screwdriver small enough to get those little screws out of that, but I would take everything all the way down. I used to love stripping stuff all the way down to see how everything works. Because I was very curious. I've always had deep curiosity for things. I didn't like when somebody told me something. I wanted to see it for myself. So I've always been that way. If I come across some information, I have to experiment it with it for myself to find out if it's really true. So when I got on my path, I had to test a lot of theories out, especially theories that were related to energy. So, let me go ahead and get into it so you can understand where I'm coming from. What is energy? So if you look up the definition of energy, energy is the strength and vitality required for sustained mental activity. What are some common words associated with energy? Vitality, spark, power, even spirit. Now, when I got on my path, two individuals stuck out to me the most because I started looking up a lot of different things related to energy. And two individuals stuck out the most. One was Albert Einstein. Albert Einstein once said, "Everything is energy, and that is all there is to it. Match the frequency of the reality you want, and you cannot help but get that reality. It can be no other way. This is not philosophy. This is physics." The second individual was Nikola Tesla. Tesla once said, "If you want to find the secrets of the universe, think in the terms of energy, frequency, and vibration." Now, like I said, these two individuals, because of those two statements, I had to test those theories. So especially when you're talking about Tesla's energy, frequency, and vibration. So in order to do that, you really have to look at everything as energy, frequency, and vibration. And when you move according to those three things, your life has it will change. There is no other way. It will change if you look at it from that perspective. And Einstein, everything is energy. So how do they come to that conclusion? Okay, so if you look up quantum physics suggests that atoms are energy fields and humans are made up of atoms. Now, if you remember back in school, they taught you atoms are made up of three things: protons, neutrons, and electrons. And they reside in the center of the atom, which makes up the nucleus. Then you have to dive into matter. So what is matter? Matter is anything that has mass and takes up space. All matter is made up of atoms. So if you look at all of those things that I just said, that is how you come to the conclusion that everything is energy. Because what is matter again? Matter is anything that has mass and takes up space. So that couch you're sitting on, that is matter. The phone you're holding in your hand, matter. Your bookshelf, matter. The books on that shelf, matter. The TV, matter. Your bed, matter. The walls, all these different things are matter. And matter is made up of atoms. You break down those atoms, at the very core of them is energy. Everything is energy. Your thoughts, your feelings, also energy. That is why we have these bodies, is for us to evolve so that we can master all these different aspects of energy that we're constantly bombarded with every single day. You're accepting energy into your through your five senses. So the music, the type of music you listen to, that is energy that you're accepting into your body. So once again, that has to go back to what Tesla said. Energy, frequency, and vibration. That music that you're listening to, what frequency is it recorded on? Is it sending out a good message? Putting out a good vibration? What are you watching on TV or on your phone? Does it have a good message? How do you feel when you watch these things? What are you eating? Your taste? What the type things that you're touching, letting touch your body? All your senses are deciphering these different energies that you're allowing into your body. So, like I said, I saw the most changes in my life when I started really focusing on what energy I allowed into my temple, which is what I call my body, because that's what it is. It's a temple. And your temple is what's holding your energy. So if you don't take care of your temple gets weak. And it affects that energy that is held within it. So energy is all around us. Everything is energy. We just don't really pay attention to it. Now, we're going to talk about also on the channel the 12 universal laws. So we're going to touch on the spiritual side as well. Now, a good book on, if you want to dive into the 12 universal laws, is the Kybalion. That's a really good book on the 12 universal laws, hermetic principles, and so on. But we're just going to talk about the first one on this first message. That first one is divine oneness. Everything is interconnected. There are no gaps. All energy comes from one source, period. One source. There's only, when science tries to look at the depths of the universe and everything that comprises in it, they only can find one source. So science is caught up to what the Kybalion has stated a very long time ago. So science has finally come to that agreement that they can only track everything down to one source of energy, which means we all come from the same exact source. There's only one source. We have a problem in today's society because everybody wants to give that one source a different name and think that just because they gave it a name, they have to now defend that name. Whether it's God, divine creator, universe, Krishna, Buddha, it doesn't matter what you call it. It's just energy. Energy does not have a face, a body. It's energy. It's everything. Everything is energy. We cannot escape energy. But we have labels and names for everything, so it's so easy for us to brush it off. So it's just when think about when you're, let's say you're in the US and you have a friend who living in Japan. You think about that friend that's in Japan. The same time you think about that friend in Japan, you're sending a signal to that person in Japan. Then they will think about you. Think about how often you thought about somebody and they sent you a text, an email, or called you. And you say, I was just thinking about you. It's because they felt that thought and they're like, oh, you know what? Let me give such and such a call or shoot them a text. Once again, full circle goes right back to universal laws. Everything is interconnected. We're all interconnected. So when you think positive or negative about somebody, they're going to receive that energy. You're sending that energy to that person. Now, same thing. Now, once again, if you send some negative energy to someone, guess what? It has to leave your body first in order to reach that person. So now you're putting negative energy in your body and sending it to someone else. Everything is energy. But how do you balance your energy? Once again, thinking in the terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. Everything has polarity. There is no good, there is no bad. It's the intention of that energy. If you look at a battery, it has a negative side, a positive side. It's a battery. Do you say, oh, the negative side is bad on the battery? No. It just has a purpose. Doesn't make it bad. It's serving its function. You're having the duality of it. Negative, positive. Day, night. Do you say, oh, the day is good, nighttime is bad? No. It's the intention that you have behind these things. Can't have one without the other. It's all one coin, just a different side. You could look at the battery, the same thing as a quarter. Heads, tails. Positive side, negative side. Quarter once again. Daytime, nighttime. Heads, tails. Sunshine, rain. Everything is energy. When you break it down like that, and you live just according to that, thinking of before you do anything, how is this going to affect my vibration? What is the vibration that this thing that I'm about to consume? Because you're going to consume it in one of your five senses. You're going to eat it, listen to it, watch it. You're going to smell it. You're going to hear it. What do you? All these things can hurt your temple. What frequency is it on? Now, like I said, I'm going to break this down, but I want to send out messages on this subject in parts. So we're just going to make this one part one. So I don't want to put too much energy. Well, it is energy on one message. So I hope you'll come back for part two so we can dive a little bit deeper into what is energy. If you got some valuable information from this message today, it'd be nice if you subscribe and hit the like button as well on your way out. Thank you, and I'll see you on the next message.